Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review of the finale to Youjo Senki, episode 12. This one was actually a very interesting episode because I felt like the entire episode was spent hyping up a second season. But there were some things I really loved, especially, I'll just say at the beginning, the conversation between Tanya and Eric. I was sucked in. I really liked that scene. So yeah, we'll talk about that, then we'll talk about the show as a whole a little bit. I may be a little bit quick and the lighting isn't great because it is storming right now. But just starting from the very beginning, lost my ability to speak there a second. Tanya goes to speak to Zetor and or Rudersdorf, and she's told that the strategic heads are they're not available right now. They're off partying. They're off celebrating victory. Then Eric confronts Tanya, and we get their discussion. Man, I love it. At the same time, Tanya squads over talking about stuff as well. But Tanya gets so Fedora triggered when any sort of god is mentioned. And just the conversation totally sucked me in. Like, that was a strong scene. I like scenes like that where it's just a really good character work between two characters. Sometimes a scene like that can go on too long, but even though this was a long scene, I felt it really, it didn't struggle any. I think it carried the episode even. And the main premise Tanya was getting at is that people's hatred overcomes reason. I mean, look at Anson. What reason did Anson really have to go that doggedly after Tanya? Anson could have retired and gone to live with his daughter after the first loss. Like, he went a little bit overboard with the revenge. They find out that the Republican Army remnants are still active, and Tanya was right. So, well, screw them. Biento is actually with the the remaining Republic soldiers. So it's interesting. That guy has been through a lot. We haven't seen much focus on him, but he's been through a bit. Tanya's men are starting to lose their morale because no matter what they do, they don't really get the rewards, the glory of winning, no matter how much they sacrifice. We find out that the Entente and Allied Kingdom remnants are also joining in with I think they're called like the Free Republic now. We see Tanya in the church again, which blended really nice into her being sent out to war, where she walked out of the church doors and was on the ship. I really liked that. And basically we get this nice speech about how everybody wants peace, but in their trying to get peace, they're all causing more war. The Empire is trying to get these hostile people away from them, which is causing war, and these hostile people see the Empire as an evil entity, making them, in order to destroy that evil entity, in the name of peace, they are waging war against it. We see at the very end, Mary signs off with the U.S. Army, and we're left cliffhung there for Season 2, and at the end credit scene, I completely love the end credit scene. Tanya completely loses her shit, and we have sort of a callback to episode 1 with what Eric said at the end, and then Tanya's evil smile. So yeah, like I said, entire episode seemed like a build-up for Season 2. I did still love it, though. That conversation really carried it for me. That was super strong. And hell, overall, I'd give it 8.5 dropped plates out of 10. The Daki and children could have eaten that food that Rudersdorf was wasting there. But yeah, talking about the show as a whole, really, really quick. Like I said, it's storming. I'm just sorry I'm trying to get through this a bit quick, but I think I'm covering everything pretty well. Most of the episode was just those conversations and their basic premises. The show as a whole I thought was enjoyable. I thought the action was fun most of the time. I thought it was definitely good most of the time as well. Even though some of the strategies were a little bit crappy, I love the focus on strategy and some of the different things they did there. It had really good music in my opinion, and the animation, though it had a couple bad things, I think they took some chances with it, and overall it paid off. I think the animation looked nice. If there's one thing, just thinking of something, if there's one thing I would say that they could work on that I didn't think was that great, I think the character designs overall were a little bit bland most of the time. But that's about it. It's just bland character designs. So overall, I averaged together all the scores to see what it would be of all the episodes I've given, and the average score episode was 8.3, and I think that's actually a pretty solid score for the series. I mean, with the exception of episode 1 that I thought was really bad, everything else I thought was good. They all got like 8s or 9s out of 10, so that's pretty good. I'd say 8.3 is some good to say about the show. But yeah, that's it. And it's especially good for it to be Nut's first ever solo show that they made. So I am interested in the second season. And if they do make a second season, we'll cover it. But that is it. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Like if you liked it. Comment down there. Tell me what you thought of everything here and more. Subscribe for more, what you thought of the episode, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Subscribe for more, well, I guess more Youjo Senki if we get a second season, or if you guys want me to read the light novels or something, or I think there's a web novel or manga. Yeah, I think there's actually a light novel, web novel, and manga, and I'm not sure, but I think there are differences between the three. Also, follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there and stuff for the channel. That is it. Thank you once again for watching, and I'll see you all. Well, first, just if you want to stick around for next season, we will be covering Clockwork Planet, Attack on Titan, and Boku no Hero Academia. But either way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.